You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the National Tripartite Council seeks to empower the Industrial Tribunal. Plus, 2 Bimini men still missing at sea. And Lady Marguerite Pindling receives a special painting at the office of the Prime Minister. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the National Tripartite Council, NTC, is rallying support for a proposal aimed at strengthening the Industrial Tribunal and helping the vulnerable gain justice. The proposed bill seeks to empower the tribunal to better protect workers' rights and hold all parties accountable.
The frustration is that the Industrial Tribunal is not able to enforce its own rulings.
The Bahamas' Industrial Tribunal provides a quick and economical judicial forum for deciding employment disputes. However, for those who have their cases heard in this forum, it is only a hearing which lacks the full judicial authority of a court. This is the issue that the National Tripartite Council is seeking to address.
The Industrial Tribunal rules in your favor and awards you $1,500, right? And the company says, I'm not going to pay that because the Industrial Tribunal cannot enforce that ruling. So that worker whose award is only $1,500 has to now find a lawyer to go to the Supreme Court to try to get $1,500.
The NTC is shedding light on the difficulties faced by many low-income individuals who are seeking justice in employment-related cases. Without adequate legal representation, these individuals may not be able to effectively assert their rights or defend themselves against unfair treatment.
What we've recommended is a transition from the Industrial Tribunal to an industrial court that has the power to subpoena witnesses and to enforce its rulings and so forth. And that we think would go a long way into helping the small man find justice. And so the NTC has done a lot of research.
LaRota is urging the public to support the Industrial Court Bill, which is currently open for consultation. He hopes that citizens will join forces with the council.
We're getting some feedback. Obviously, the labor movement, the advocates are very pleased. Some of the lawyers, they understand it and they're supported. And then there are some who want the status quo to remain. But what we're saying is the government must do the best it can for the largest amount of people. And I'm saying, as someone who has gone through this, that a change needs to take place.
Well, it's been nearly 2 weeks since 2 men from Bimini went missing at sea after setting on a voyage from Grand Bahama to Bimini. Since then, authorities have called off their search for the men after being unsuccessful. But tonight, a family member is pleading to the public for help to continue search efforts. Simone Davis has that update.
12 days later, and the families of James Toot Jr. and Nazar Robbins have heard no word from anyone on the whereabouts of their loved ones. James's older sister, Jaleesa, says the family has been distraught since Sunday, March 19th, when they went missing.
It's agony, not knowing, that we knew the last we left, that he left, and now that it's real agony, that the amount of days go by, the way to the feeling get. Not being able to hear anything from him or them. Even if, that they're in some place where, as long as we know that they're okay. Good morning. So it's real agony for me. Some days from then to now, I've maybe had one good day.
According to family members, the 2 men left on a boat from Freeport at 2:30 p.m. that Sunday afternoon. And shortly after 1:30 a.m. the next morning, the news spread to other family members that nobody has seen or heard from them since they left, which was unusual. The family then contacted BASRA, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, the United States Coast Guard, and rallied private vessels for rescue efforts immediately. However, several days later, the search was unsuccessful and was eventually called off.
I wasn't heartbroken. I didn't know they were still searching after all of those days. Because we had people up there, and, I didn't know contact was made to the family from whoever was out there searching all those days. As far as we're concerned, they stopped searching the second day. That's the confirmation we got, that after they heard they was locked up in the States the same time as us. Which I was trying to contact everybody, Bajra, everybody that was on the search effort to find out where did that information came from, because if we is the immediate family and we didn't get that information, you know, it's heartbreaking to know that they didn't find him after all those years of searching, but nothing too big for God, you know?
While they are still holding out hope, Toot is appealing to the public to help them continue searching for James and Nazar.
I am asking and begging anyone that can come along together with us, the family and friends. If you can go on your own and go on the search, or you can get connected with us, we can set dates that we can go and take different routes all at the same time to see if we can come up with something. But I don't want the search to end now because, you know, the government called it off, because they're still out there. They're still missing, no sign of no boat, no life, you know. So that's still hope for us.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Simone Davis.
Well, in other news, a special presentation taking place today at the Bahamas.
Visual artist Benjamin Ferguson Jr. gifting the wife of Sir Lyndon Pindling, Dame Margaret Pindling, a drawing of her husband in a colorful hand-painted message. Ferguson entitling the piece The Road to Independence, which speaks to the fight that Sir Lyndon and his colleagues fought for leading to the road of freedom. Here's his message behind the portrait.
I made sure that I illustrated Sir Lyndon Pindling really showing the strides and the push that he had led the Bahamas to not only majority rule, but into independence. So if you actually see the painting, you'll see that he's holding on to the flag and is actually blowing forward as he's pushing to go forward as well, to lead us from a time where we were fully run and governed by the British colony. And also, you see the Union Jack is pulling it back, so that is in the black and white portion of the painting, and the colorful, vibrant portion shows us that we are now moving into freedom. As you can see, the flamingo flying across the sky.
Ferguson Jr. explaining that although the painting took 1 month to complete, he wanted to pay homage to a giant of a man.
It was an honor to definitely be able to present the painting to his wife, Lady Margaret Pindling, and I think it went into the right hands, especially in a time when she could reflect on what the country has gone through, being there shoulder to shoulder with her husband, to know the ins and outs and the struggles and the trials and the successes that he's been through.
Now, Ferguson admits that the techniques used to create an important message to the world that signifies Lady Pindling, whom also was familiar with the role her husband played in the road to 50.
It was a real important role to show that to capture this moment without showing so many different aspects of it, but to show the emotion in which Lyndon Pindling probably exuded during those times for the Bahamian people. She could recall him probably being in that same position, and to have words that speak to her from the painting about her husband and a great aspect of the country.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Well, in news from police, officers of the Criminal Investigations Department are searching for 21-year-old Michael Pritchard of Independence Avenue, Grand Bahama. Police want to question Pritchard in connection with armed robbery charges. He is of medium brown complexion, stands 5 feet to 7 inches tall, 9 inches slim build. If spotted, please contact the Criminal Investigations Department at 502-9991, 502-9992, 502-9968, 502-9971. Persons can also call police at Emergency Contact 911, the National Crime Prevention Office at 302-8430 or 1, Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS or 328-8477. Well, the BCPMU elections took place today with a number of issues to be addressed. This year's election was more important than ever. Despite a slow start at the polls, Area Vice President for Grand Bahama, Charles Ellis, says the morale of its members has been even keeled.
This year's election is important because we have many things on the agenda. The cost of living raise, some contracts to be completed, and some reclassifications, and all of that is some good stuff in the work. But we need the members to come out to make a difference so that their team, whoever they choose, can be at the forefront and start working as soon as this process is over. Each island has its managers and trying to put some structural things in place, and the members are cooperating very, very good. So the morale has been very, very good.
With a good crop of candidates on the ticket, the area vice president stressed the importance of voting during these elections.
Members must realize that when you don't come in to vote, what is already in process remains there. When you come in, you have a voice. When you come in, you can make change. When you come in, you can say, this is how we'd like it to be. But when you stay away, whatever is in place, you have to just, because you didn't make a difference in coming in, you just have to settle with whatever is there. Because it's your job. It's your job. What would you like to see happen on your job? If you want to see better benefits, you need to come out and say, hey, listen, these are the people we're putting in place. Once these people are in place, implementation can happen. But if you don't come out, then nothing happens.
Well, for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic began, the Battle of the Brains competition returns to prove which school has the brightest minds. At the special relaunch ceremony, officials from the Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, ZNS Northern Service, and Pharmachem say now is the perfect time to bring back the beloved event. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
Let the battle begin.
Excitement filled the Pharmachem Training Center, host site for the relaunch of the Battle of the Brains competition. With the current science and technological direction the world is going, Minister of State for Education Zane Lightbourne says this relaunch is timely to keep the students invested on that path.
The exploration and investment in STEM and STEAM allows us as Bahamians to become a hub for production of pharmaceutical, scientific research, data collection, and even hosting conventions. In these fields that you are studying, they are very important because we educate you, you will educate the future.
As partners of the competition, Deputy General Manager for ZNS Northern Service, Shashina Rowe-Farquharson, and Chief Financial Officer for Pharmachem, William Sweeting, they both are excited to see the competition's return and encourage the wider business community to invest more in these sort of programs, which provides a platform for the island's brightest minds.
We implore our corporate companies in Grand Bahama to not just take from our communities, but to also pour into them and do their part to promote excellence, especially when it comes to our children.
Pharmachem's business is built around science. Therefore, we are committed to enhancing the lives of our young high school students in the science area and to support their drive to be technically equipped.
And as the schools get ready, the captains are excited to prove who has the best team.
I feel as though coming into the competition, I think we're on the top. I think we would end on the top.
I think this will be a great opportunity to see where we are in terms of our academics, and it's also a great opportunity for us to meet new people.
Like one of my teammates said, he loved any opportunity to showcase his mindset and his greatness. And I believe that if we really do our best, we'll be straight.
We are extremely ready because, we have excellent teachers here at St. George's that equip us with the tools that we need to succeed.
The competition was first launched in 2004 and has been carried live by the Northern Service since its inception. The competing teams are expected to be seeded at a later date. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Well, in keeping with the spirit of independence, we continue to speak to those making an impact in our communities. That features sports and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
Sales you've been waiting for is happening March 31st and April 1st at Dolly Madison. This is your opportunity to fill your home with the latest and greatest appliances and accessories at prices that won't break the bank. Get 10% off on all appliances and 15% off in all other departments. This Friday and Saturday is your chance to make your home a haven of comfort and style at Dolly Madison's store-wide Easter sale.
List your home in Grand Bahama with H.G. Christie. Visit their new office in the Port Lucaya Marketplace. H.G. Christie, celebrating over 100 years of service.
Grand Bahamas Stepping Out is now online. Visit their website. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Find them in Nassau at the top of the hill, Mackey Street. Call 394-7100 or WhatsApp 727-9098. Stepping out.
Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath, number 16 Oak Street, phone 688-9661.
My name is Gareth Bassett and I'm the technical specialist here at Bahamas Distilling Company. We've set up here on Grand Bahama with an effort to really create some special rums and really bring a little bit of Grand Bahama and Bahamian flavor to our products. We've got some flavored rums and then a white rum and a gold rum. And then most recently we've worked on a project making a gin, a Junkanoo gin that we've been able to use botanicals from the island, including lignum vitae and five finger and love vine, and you really are tasting a bit of the island. We do tours and tastings. We open every day of the week from 8:30 till 4:30. Anytime you show up, we'll give you a tour and a tasting, and we open on the weekends as well whenever there's cruise ships in. We're on 7 Oak Street, so down from Dolly Madison and the old Sawyers off Queens Highway. Our website is www.bahamasdistilling.com, or on Instagram, the Bahamas Distilling Company, or even on Facebook. Or you can contact me directly at my phone number, which is 817-2325.
Athletes across the northern Bahamas inspire us with their performances on and off the field.
ZNS is proud to honor these competitors with our Athlete of the Month award. We will select an athlete whose story and accomplishments represents the best in their sporting discipline. Tune in to find out who will be the Athlete of the Month.
Will an athlete be you?
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The University of the Bahamas North celebrating 50 years as an independent nation by hosting an art exhibition that focuses on the legacy of the university and its future. The official opening taking place at the C.A. Smith Building.
We wanted to take an opportunity to look back at our history, the history of this institution, bring us together, tell our story, acknowledge the people on whose shoulders we stand, all the people who contributed, taking this all the way from Evening Institute at Hawksbill Hall, through the downtown, through the East Campus and Dorian, and now today. So it's been quite a journey since 1976. And this is an opportunity for us to show appreciation, for us to give credit where credit is due, for us to also ensure that the community knows some of the faces, not even all, because the exhibit will grow. The people who have made a difference in trying to bring opportunity to the people of the North.
Campus counselor and exhibition committee member Gladys Sawyer adding that it's important for residents to understand the transition of UB over the years.
We have exhibited here the pioneers who started when we were just in a small center. Now we are at the University of the Bahamas North. We're thriving, and so we just want persons to understand who came before, who are here now, and also as we move forward to highlighting and hoping for our new downtown campus. And so we want persons to see our accomplishments, highlight some of those things, the challenges we've overcome, and how we've continued to just get back up and be resilient and continue to thrive and provide and support this community.
In keeping with the spirit of independence, we continue to speak with those making an impact in our communities. Tonight, we feature the son of artist Neely, Kurt Neely, who was just a toddler during the country's first independence. And though his family moved to the city when he was young, he still remembers how it was growing up in West End. Here's Simone Davis with that story.
As I was a kid growing up and I'd come to visit my grandmother on weekends, and we would stop and, like I said, go to the farm and pick up a little pig to bring down and put in the pan. And My grandmother had animals like chickens and goats and all that stuff.
But while he might have just been a child during the 1973 independence, Kurt says he remembers exactly how West Grand Bahama was in its prime, especially watching his father, businessman Artis Neely.
The transitioning, I guess I would call it, after independence was sort of fast. I guess we started to modernize and people started to do a little things a little differently. One of the things I also remember as a kid, growing up in West End, and it sticks in my mind.
Yeah, because I called the wrong name. I thought you were telling me stop.
Before you cross the street. I mean, West End was a busy town.
While reflecting on what the community once was, Kurt says over the years, there is one thing that West End residents have perfected, and that's resilience.
West End was just the place to be. It was almost like a city that didn't sleep. It was always something to do in West End as a young kid. So, and now it's a bit sleepy. Things have changed. You know, we've been just totally decimated by storm after storm after storm. I mean, you list them, Francis, Jane, Wilma, Sandy, Matthew, Dorian, and, you know, it's like a never-ending story. And so you never really ever get back to position one. So, you know, before you can get to position one, you're fighting from another one. So you're deteriorating. And, you know, we're hoping that division and leadership comes in the community where we could start to get things, you know, moving and getting back to the way it was.
So now we are about to see exclusive footage of what goes on behind the scenes at Boardwalk Seafood.
I'll pretty much show you all what's going on. We get these right out here in West End.
Wow, there's so much.
And it's as much as you can provide thereby. It's never enough stone crabs, fresh stone crab in particular, and that's our niche. We do fresh stone crab,
Okay.
you know?
So that's your main market.
Right.
Okay.
We don't do the frozen crab. We do the fresh stone crab, and we fly it out 2 or 3 times a week. Direct into Florida, and you have the cuts to steam restaurants that Bahamians like to frequent over there. The beauty of it is the sustainable fisheries. You can break the claw 3 times on each side and throw it back, and it grows another one back.
Oh, wow.
So that one crab produces for you a minimum of 4 to 6 times.
Kurt is now the CEO of Boardwalk Seafood Distributors situated in West End. The seafood export business was birthed some 12 years ago and was part of his dream to revitalize the economy in West End. He says his employees consist of 90% West End residents, but his goal for the community and by extension the country moving forward.
The vision has to change a bit. I don't know if we're really at this time needing a mega resort as much as we need to dredge a harbor and cause people to create their own Airbnbs and to have their own income along the seashore. And hopefully that happens. But we're not going to leave West End. 50 years later, we might have had a setback, but, you know, prepare for the comeback.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Simone Davis.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we wrap up our final series on Till the Road We Trod, where we speak with more residents and prominent figures about the country's 50th independence right here on the ZNS Network. Shane Stubbs has your check on sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Shane Stubbs and welcome to Sports. We've got some exciting updates for you, so let's get into it. Daniel Maya and Z. Eve Maycock were the first runners in at this year's ZNS Healthy Lifestyles Fun Run Walk.
At first it was a little tight after a while, just locking up.
I think I ran a 7:44, and which wasn't too bad, but I could have done better.
As for the walkers, they were excited to have the Fun Run Walk return.
It's good to see all the camaraderie, Cleveland Green and all those. We've been walking for years.
I've always participated in ZNS Healthy Fun Run Walk and keep coming back.
The oldest participant award went to Rupert Wims. The youngest participant was Maya Johnson. The The first to register was Kevin Albury, and the largest group to show up was Bahama Rock. Switching gears now in basketball, the Amateur Basketball Association is in its championship series over at the St. George's Gym. Just Run defeated Blue Marlins 72-49 to win that series 3-0 in B-League play. In A-League action, Gym Rats went into Game 4 hoping to finish off that series, but Albacore Fugees had plans of their own as they pulled away late in the fourth quarter to even out the series at 2 games apiece, winning this one 89-84. Mikael Bethel and Tremaine Ferguson had 22 points each in the win. Trevor Bain scored 36 for Gym Rats in a losing effort. Game 5 is set for this Friday at 7:30 p.m. at the St. George's Gymnasium. And lastly in sports, this coming Saturday, the Freeport Rugby Club will be in action in the third round of the Bahamas Capital Union Bank Tournament. Freeport looks to remain undefeated when they take on a combined team out of New Providence. Kickoff time is at 2:00 p.m.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's your look at sports this evening. My name is Shane Stubbs. Be safe and be great.
Island Bedding and Furniture is celebrating 20 years in business. And Grand Bahama, we are doing it big. We are hosting a huge anniversary celebration, March 24th through the 25th. That's Friday and Saturday. Big markdowns, bundle deals, free merch, and more. It's a party, so come and see us at Island Bedding and Furniture and toast to 20 years of serving the Bahamas.
The coconut got this, cocoa skin driven madness, juiciness ice the back this, sweet like a sugar in a dripping like ice honey, addict, all of my love me, sweet like a sugar in a watch it go ba 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 ba, 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 sweet like a sugar in a
new Click Platinum flavor, flavored beers with a kick of rum, make it platinum.
We all need to save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Hey there, I'm D'Amico Nesbitt, and I'm here at the Fitness Connection, and today I'm going to give you 2 superfoods that are going to help with your overall health. Let's get right into it. Superfood number 1 is sea moss. Now, sea moss has over 90% of the vitamins and minerals that your body needs. That means it's going to help with everything. Sea moss is going to give you more energy. It can help with weight loss. It's going to help with your heart health. But more famously, it helps to get rid of mucus in the body, which is going to help to boost your immune system and keep you optimized and healthy. Superfood number 2 is beets. Beets is known as the circulation superfood. So what it does, it helps your body produce more nitrous oxide, which helps with blood flow, which is going to lower your blood pressure, give you more energy, and help with your overall heart health. And if you're interested in any of the supplements mentioned, we have them available at the Fitness Connection. We have a location in the Raven Mall and 2 in Nassau. Stop by and check us out.
#1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Dejon Morley, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We thank you so much for tuning in, and we thank you for your support. We also want to wish you a special happy birthday. Hope that you enjoyed it, bro. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, child abuse stats revealed. Customs goes digital. Support rallied for Bimini fire victims. And in sports, women's boxing center stage. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by BTC. For the fastest speeds across the Bahamas and the lowest price by far, switch to BTC today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lopinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. April ushering in the month of hope, the belief that things will work out, especially when it seems otherwise. Oddly enough, it also marks Child Protection Month, 30 days dedicated to ramped up efforts to bringing awareness to the scourges children face daily, but ones that must be stamped out if children are to enjoy a bright and promising future.
We should be loved and cared for.
A simple yet gripping message from 11-year-old Queens College student Nyla Simonet, one that drives home the gravity of child abuse in the Bahamas, and by extension the awesome responsibility entrusted to parents and guardians to ensure it never happens. And this in the face of repeated reports of unlawful sexual cases this year alone. Case in point, a young Defense Force officer was earlier this month formally charged with 5 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse. The 27-year-old was subsequently remanded. Meantime, figures provided by the Department of Social Services show that in 2022, there were 73 cases of physical abuse, 92 cases of sexual abuse, 6 cases of verbal abuse, 4 cases of emotional abuse, 141 cases of neglect, and 3 cases of abandonment. Add in another 72 other cases, and that's a total of 391. This past January, there were 58 cases of child abuse, February 65, and in March 68.
We should be allowed to laugh and play. We should be able to focus on school and get good grades. We should be happy and carefree. It should not hurt to be a child. We should not be ashamed of who we are. We should not be afraid to find our voices and speak up for ourselves. We should not be mad or sad or cry every day. We should not feel unwanted or like we are a burden to our parents or guardians. We should not be exposed to physical and verbal abuse from anyone, most especially not from the people in our lives who should be, and I quote, teaching us well, letting us lead the way, and showing us all the beauty we possess inside.
Nyla acknowledges, though, that if it takes a village to raise a child, it also takes one to support the parents. A number of events planned to mark Child Protection Month, including an education campaign whereby officials speak directly to children about what is and what is not acceptable behavior.
We have found that very often children endure certain behavior because it's coming from or perpetrated by persons that they're supposed to love and trust in their homes, in their environments. And they come to believe that such treatment is normal, so to speak, when in fact it is not. And so it is our duty, not only the Department of Social Services or our ministry, but every adult throughout this nation has the duty to advise children otherwise. What is right and what is wrong, what's acceptable, what is not. Because if we ruin the young people of today, we have nothing to look forward to.
And according to Charlemagne Fernander of the Ministry of Social Services, this is just the starting point.
Well, the clock's ticking for Shantytown dwellers to find homes elsewhere, but some wonder why they were given notices to appear in court and not evictions. Addressing the issue during today's briefing was Press Secretary Clint Watson.
those persons who receive notification of the property will have to appear before the court. Because what the government has before there is, of course, a declaration that they should not have constructed buildings there or any additional buildings there after there was an injunction in place. And so we're seeking for damages. We're seeking for there to be monetary compensation for people who went and built and constructed. That is what's going to happen. The court will run its course in making that determination. And once that determination is made, then we can proceed to the next level.
So far, 177 residents of unregulated communities have received the notices. According to Watson, during the court appearance, the government will seek permission for contempt as a violation of the injunction, and monetary fines could be imposed.
The process is the notice that has been received will require the individuals to appear before the court. The court will then make a ruling on what has been proposed as them illegally setting up housing after there was an injunction in place. The court will make a determination as to what is to happen. The government will abide by the court ruling and move to the next level.
Well, meantime, a leading clergyman's weighing in on the hot-button issue of illegal immigration, and while adamant it must not be tolerated, he says there must be smooth integration when the right process for citizenship is followed. His comments coming on the heels of the country receiving criticism from several ends. Cleopatra Murphy has the story.
The Bahamas must find a way to expedite its citizenship process for people who have a legitimate right to be in the country, namely individuals born to foreign parents who can apply at the age of 18. The position of Archdeacon James Palacios, who echoes the sentiments of Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder, who says there is no reason why applications for persons born to foreign parents, in some cases, takes decades. He reasons that too many people live off the state until they are 18.
As soon as they get 18, in some cases, we discriminate against them. That's when they are in a position to make more of a contribution to the development of the country. And that's when sometimes they flee, they go to Miami, they go elsewhere. You'd be surprised, probably not be, how many persons of Haitian extract who are abroad living and contributing a good bit of what we have paid for in them. That's because they didn't find a home here.
A U.S. State Department report also recently criticized the time it takes for individuals born to foreign parents to be granted citizenship. But Minister of Labor and Immigration, the Honorable Keith Bell, has defended that officials will not sacrifice due diligence to speed up the process, highlighting the number of fraudulent documents presented.
It is too slow to the extent that you probably need to mobilize more people in that area, whether it's in intelligence, whether it's an investigation. And I defer to the minister. He would know. He's a former police officer. He would know how many fraudulent cases. He referenced that several instances are on his desk right now.
Still, Palacios says there are times where the process can be sped up, as it does impact the ability of young people to receive higher education. The religious leader is also weighing in on government's plans to demolish shanty towns after the Supreme Court lifted the shantytown injunction on February 10th, insisting it's a fundamental issue of compliance with the law that shantytown dwellers have violated and government is within its rights.
However, I think in all things, we have to consider not only that there is a legal component, but there's a humane component. We're dealing here with human beings, regardless of their nationality, regardless of their status. We must be humane, even in the execution of the law and the permission given by the courts to demolish.
Even considering that, Palacios says Bahamians must acknowledge the need for non-Bahamian component of the workforce, and that component largely consists of Haitian nationals. Still, he insists there must be an orderly process of integrating legal migrants into the country's economic development.
We cannot do it alone. No use you fool yourself. I don't care how smart you are. There is need for others to come in and help us. However, there must be compliance with the law.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
In other news this evening, the Customs Department's making it a bit easier for travelers to declare goods with the launch of a new app. The exempt mobile baggage declaration app seeks to cut down on the time travelers spend at the airport. And the first step is signing up. Once that's out the way, here's how registration works.
Complete a declaration in exempt. You have to select the form, C-17, fill out all your aircraft information, select your items from a drop-down list and their values, upload your invoices, decide if you wish to use an exemption or not to use an exemption, and then you have the option to pay online through the app, or you can submit, and once you get to your destination, access the cashier in the hall.
Customs Officer Nadia Newton says the app will become mandatory come June 12th.
Take this time and download the app. If you are traveling, please use the app. We welcome all of the feedback. Remember, the app will become mandatory. We are currently undertaking ongoing trainings with all of our staff members, and that's throughout all of the islands. And also, we hope to ensure that all of the ports are equipped with at least one kiosk.
Also coming out of today's press briefing, support rallied for victims of last week's mass fire in Bimini that left several families homeless. Since the incident, apartments have been identified as temporary housing, while the Bimini Big Game Resort will take care of its employees.
The Ministry of Social Services also provided vouchers for the local stores there so that persons impacted could get the necessary toiletries, some clothing, some food to be able to carry them through for a certain period of time. Urban Renewal is also working with them to ensure whatever other needs are met. That happens. You would have heard that there is a mobile passport team to go to the island from Foreign Affairs, the passport office, to be able to help with the replacement of documents that would have been damaged in the fire. So there's a lot going on this week to stabilize and to help provide whatever necessary relief. Once that's done, there's an assessment, obviously, that's done with social services to determine what other further extent they may need to be helped.
The Miss Teen Bahamas pageant has also stepped in to assist. The pageant's preliminaries are set to take place on Bimini, April 12th.
So as a result, they've turned that event into a free event for Biminites, and they're also collecting here from the capital any items that people want to donate from stores, toiletries, clothing items, personal hygiene items. You can drop them off either here at the office of the Prime Minister all next week, or at Divas Inc., which is located on Bay Street. Drop those items off, and those items will be shipped and taken to Bimini during the preliminaries of the pageant with the contestants and distributed to those families who will be present.
Minister of Agriculture, the Honourable Clay Sweeting, responding to a concern from Port-of-Ski vendors. This after President of the Bahamas Docks and Allied Vendors Association, Wendy Constantine, suggested the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs has not been labor-friendly. Those comments made on a local program during which Constantine insinuated she was unable to reach anyone at the ministry to speak about grievances regarding the rebuilding of 6 stalls at Port-of-Ski Dock destroyed in a fire back in 2020.
Ministry and myself is not in the business of putting anybody out of work. We want to do what we can to empower and assist all Bahamians in whatever endeavors that they have. Unfortunately, the stall in question has had some issues. It is under review. The stall, the individual who currently is operating the stall, the ministry members have met with her and quite aware of the dispute over the 3 years. So currently we're going to have the issue sent to the Attorney General's office to be reviewed and then get a legal opinion on the issue. However, the stall, the individual is using the stall, and the former stall owner is quite aware of a dispute that's currently ongoing.
Minister Sweeting noting that it was upon taking office that he became aware of the former administration's verbal commitment to assist Port-of-Ski fire victims, which he says the government will honor.
There was no procedures put in place, so what we did is we got a cabinet approval to assist the current the fire victims. In that respect, we got approval to allocate funding, the same amount that the former government promised them, to FYP for supplies. All of that has been completed. The stall owners have access to that funding. We also assisted with getting approval from the Ministry of Works for a site location, the proper plans, architectural renderings to ensure that we are providing a proper ambiance at the site at Pawtuskee, and it's something that's streamlined. So we did that. The funding is available at FYP as long as they utilize the plans that was provided and approved by Ministry of Works.
A big day for the Bahamas Communications and Public Managers Union as middle managers from the Broadcasting Corporation, the Bahamas Telecommunications Company, and the Central Bank of the Bahamas turned out to cast their ballots for the candidates of their choice. Polls opened at 9 this morning and closed at 5 this afternoon. 9 positions in the union contested. We spoke to Secretary General Mark White, whose office was unopposed.
We have 9 offices that are up for grabs. We have the president. We have 2 persons who are vying for the presidency. That's Mr. Kendrick Knowles and Mr. Daniel Spence. We have 3 persons that are vying for the vice president's office. That's Sherelle Munker, Elvado Turnquest, and Shazad Pitstock. We have unopposed the area vice president for Central Bank and the area vice president at ZNES. Unopposed is the Secretary General. The Assistant Secretary General, we have Melanie Taylor and Dion Morris. And we have the Treasurer position and Assistant Treasurer, Ms. Tira Sweeting, unopposed, Mr. Daniel McKenzie, unopposed. And we have 4 persons who are presently vying for 3 offices for trustees. That's Mr. Brian Jacks, Mr. Hewlin Hanna, Ms. Tawana Delancey, and Ms. Kimberly Thurston.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
You overpaying for low speeds with your internet provider? Stop wasting your money. Switch to BTC for the fastest internet to the most homes in the Bahamas. Get up to 300 megs fiber fast speeds, up to 3 times faster than what you get now. Plus, get 164 TV channels, all for just $42.50 a month for 12 months. That means you'll save $860 for the year. For the fastest speeds across the Bahamas and the lowest price by far, BTC is for you. Switch to the largest fiber network in the Bahamas.
Original or hot and spicy?
I'm cooked the hard way. No corners cut to live life the fried way. 11 herbs and spices, that's all I can say.
If you wanna take a bite, I'm just a little tangy, but a whole lot of spice instead. Yeah, I'm the chick with the kick that call me hot and spicy.
There's no winning flavor. They're all finger-licking good.
Is someone gonna get that?
Hello.
Hello. So nice of you to have cleaned up for us. Hi, baby.
We're like in-laws that don't show up unannounced.
Don't worry. I've got this.
CG Atlantic. Good like that.
Bahamians are rediscovering Grand Bahama through immersive staycation experiences at Lighthouse Point Grand Lucaya. Hamper yourself at our Senses Spa or savor exotic cocktails by the sea. Unwind and enjoy serenity, 18 holes of golf, fine dining, romance, business conventions and meetings, grand outdoor events. For Bahamas resident rates at Lighthouse Point, call 242-373-1333 or WhatsApp message 827-8195.
This segment of the news is brought to you by RBC. Discover mortgage ideas shaped around you. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/home story to start your story today.
It's World Doctors Day, and to mark the occasion, staff at the South Beach Clinic recognized some of their own for going above and beyond the call of duty, not only during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic or as the cases of non-communicable diseases rise, but amid massive upgrades to that facility. LaDawn Davis has the details in this report.
13 doctors who've injected blood, sweat, and tears into providing quality health care on Thursday received their red carnations, symbolic of courage, bravery, and the sacrifices made to the sector during a special luncheon marking World Doctors Day. Applauding his colleagues for their excellent work, Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. the Honorable Michael Darville, noted that efforts to transform the South Beach Clinic into an urgent care facility are progressing.
Many of these doctors went through a tremendous ordeal through the COVID-19 pandemic. This facility was a COVID-19 hospital, and some of the doctors at this clinic contributed to those patients who were being housed here in the midst of the pandemic. Today is special for more reasons than one. Many of our doctors are now to the point where they're beginning to see some new, refreshing things that we are doing throughout the healthcare system, and that's at our tertiary as well as our primary facilities.
Two of the honorees we spoke to say it puts a smile on their faces to know that the contributions they've made to the healthcare sector are not in vain.
As physicians, we work hard and long, and sometimes we feel as if nobody cares. And for this special day to be rendered towards us, I mean, it makes us feel really, really good and gives you some incentive or courage to keep pushing and keep doing what we do. It's been a journey. There's been some ups and some downs. You have individuals who will listen and compliant. You have ones that show appreciation once services are rendered. But at the end of the day, when you can help someone in need and save a life, it brings satisfaction.
I'm so elated at this moment, being recognized as one of the doctors here in the island of the Bahamas. And I've been here for 22 years, and I feel that this is something that would make every doctor feel very important and very valued.
Clinic Administrator Fianca Major says the recognition ceremony is just one way to motivate and show appreciation to the physicians.
We work as a community, so as you know, we are still experiencing COVID, and so these physicians, they team together and they do what they have to do in order that we remain safe.
This is the second time staffers of the South Beach Clinic have hosted the event. Plans are already underway for next year's ceremony. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Sharing the gift of life, and on the giving end, employees of the national flag carrier who recently hosted a blood drive at Bahamas Air's Blake Road headquarters. The event's part of the company's social outreach.
This blood drive is a part of what we call our responsibility and corporate governance, so to speak, our corporate responsibility to our public. We figure it's an opportunity for us to give back to the community that has supported us for the last 50 years, both Bahamians and visitors alike. So it was something that, as a matter of fact, our staff suggested that we make it a part of the event, and the response has been phenomenal.
The blood drive, one of many activities to commemorate Bahamas Air's 50th anniversary. The company also mounting a big community give back to assist the needy.
Not only are we doing the blood drives, but we're also we're having a program where we're donating to civic and charitable groups. As you see in the backdrop, we have the banner from REACH, and because this is April will be National Autism Month, I think it is. So we have selected the REACH group to be the first recipient of a charitable donation from the airline. And this donation will be a combination of both the staff making their contributions and the airline itself.
Well, JetBlue Airways' inaugural flight from New York's LaGuardia International Airport landed at Pindling International Airport this morning. The 3-hour and 8-minute flight welcomed with a water salute. Online reports say these flights will be the first of several new JetBlue routes to launch this spring and summer, all aimed at growing JetBlue's footprint in the skies across the country and beyond. The new service supports the country's tourism rebound post-COVID-19. JetBlue currently offers service from New York's JFK International Airport to Nassau. Tourism officials, meantime, taking advantage of the opportunity to propel the country's clear blue waters and skies at the 41st Palm Beach International Boat Show. A co-branding collaboration with world-class yacht brokerage firm Worth Avenue Yachts showcased Bahamas branding inside its company's main tent area on its floating dock space over the event's 4 days. The prominent placement of the Bahamas' branding gave tourism's yachting team an unrivaled opportunity to display the country's unique yacht sector offerings to a large audience comprised of high-net-worth super yacht owners and super yacht charter operators. This year's boat show attracted more than 55,000 attendees and 600 exhibiting brands. Well, held every March in the foyer of the Ministry of Education's head office, University Drive, the annual Agricultural Expo aims to generate passion and drive from today's students to identify careers in the field. Lloyd Allen has more.
Well, they say food is life, and this year the Ministry of Education is holding its 10th cycle of the Ministry of Education Agricultural Science Program exhibition held right here at the ministry's foyer. Now this year it's expanding to a number of products indigenous to the Bahamas.
It all depends on what supply and demand and what customers want.
Educational Officer Patrice Green says the initiative has a number of objectives.
It is really to promote what schools are doing, to also encourage persons to start backyard farms and to ensure that we, the schools, are promoting food security and sustainability.
Green adding that while the predictable greens have continued as a staple for the event, overall options have evolved.
So you would find that persons are, request indigenous plants, native fruit trees, different spices, different types of vegetables. So what they do is they listen to their customers, and then every year they expand.
Now regarding spices, Odette Brown, agricultural teacher at C.I. Gibson, says processing a staple like pepper is relatively easy for the future business owner.
Now, first of all, you have the goat pepper. To process it, it entails 5 basic steps. Firstly being, you pick the stem off of the pepper, and then you wash it thoroughly. After you're finished washing it, you place it in a processor and blend it. After you're finished blending it, you use a spoon to mix it. That is where you're going to add your salt and vinegar. What vinegar actually does, it preserves the life of the pepper.
Over at S.E. McPherson Jr., pak choi is a non-traditional grain being cultivated.
The condition to the plant to grow is have a good sack big. First, you have to put in the sack big. After, you wait for 15 days, and after you transplant to another place, and they grow around 3 months before, or 35 days, 45 days. When they finish, they are good to eat.
Madlis Martinez, a teacher at Stapleton School, says instruction is the same when working with students of all ability levels. She says instruction for her begins with identification.
I have the opportunity in 6 months to work with this student and to interchange about different subjects. For example, and how to identify different type of seeds. It's very important that the student before planting must how to identify the seeds, taking into account the color, the size, and texture.
And for the many educators at the expo, many of whom are women, their goal remains focused on introducing students to developing a green thumb and using it to enhance their lives. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
In related news, the Agricultural Development Organization and the Church Farming Group continuing their effort to promote food sustainability in the country, donating 50 backyard farming kits to nonprofit organizations, the Bahamas Feeding Network and Hands for Hunger. The short ceremony held on the grounds of Assemblies of God, where officials also announced a new partnership with Disney to get a backyard farm at the Ranfurly Home for Children, 5 schools, and to begin community farms at the 11 urban renewal centers. Executive Chairman of the Agricultural Development Corporation, Philip Smith, shared the organization's goals.
Community farming and backyard farming, we believe, is the answer. And then what we want to do is set up ways that one could sell the excess resources, sell the excess product that they produce. And again, Disney, I think, could help us with that. Royal Caribbean has already agreed that, you know, if you think about it, Disney and Royal Caribbean could purchase everything we grow in this country. And we have them on board, man. Everything we grow in this country, we don't need to go anywhere else. Between those two companies, they could purchase everything we grow.
Disney's Public Affairs Officer, Joey Gaskin, says the company is proud to partner with the Agricultural Development Organization. He says Disney's commitment to food security in the country is part of its larger commitment to source produce and fisheries for its lighthouse development in Eleuthera.
Coming this April, we are partnering with the ADO to build a new farm at the Ranfurly Home for Children to help them to reduce some of their food costs, which we know is expensive. If you go to the food store, you understand what food inflation has been like, but also through their resource officers to expose those young people at the Ranfurly Home to opportunities in the agricultural sector. We are also looking at expanding that kind of programmatic work to schools where we have our ports, right? So in Eleuthera, where we're currently developing, and in Abaco, where Castaway Cay has been there for, and actually this year is our 25th anniversary of coming to the Bahamas, right? So we're looking at supporting agricultural programs with the Ministry of Education and the Bahamas Agricultural Marine Sciences Institute in order for those young people at schools to have the exposure, to have hands-on engagement with farming and agriculture.
Well, now time for the weekly poll question, and this week we're asking, should there be a margin increase for gas station operators, yes or no? To participate, simply log on to our website, www.znsbahamas.com, as well as any of our social media platforms to answer. The poll's final results will be aired on Friday, and as always, thanks for participating. The National Report returns in a moment.
Everybody's idea of home is different, so every mortgage should be unique, shaped around you, flexible to move and change as you do. RBC will come to you to get you started and stay by your side to help guide you every step of the way. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/home story and start your story today.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at RBC Caribbean.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs celebrated local government in grand style this past Saturday as local government practitioners from all over the Bahamas dressed to impress at the department's gala banquet celebrated under the theme Celebrating Local Government in the Year of Our Jubilee.
Our government is intentional about ensuring that all family islands have major investments, both private and public. These investments create opportunities for increased participation of local governments and family island administrators. Additionally, my parliamentary colleagues are working in conjunction with the ministry because Bahamians at large will take benefit from the partnerships forged across ministries.
Local Government Acting Permanent Secretary Neil Campbell is proud of the steps being taken by his department.
There's a refocus towards the Family Islands. We are somewhat partnering with all of these agencies, these departments. Even like we are now going to reestablish our junior local government program, and we're partnering with the Honorable Minister Wayne Monroe, also with the Honorable Glenn Martin with the education side. So there's seen to be a partnership with local government and all of those ministries and departments. We're all partners in making sure that those districts feel the same way as Nassau and Grand Bahama does.
Distinguished award winner, Parliamentary Secretary Leonardo Lightbourne says it's a joy to watch the growth of local government over the years.
I appreciate the awards that I've been given. Local government has been dear to my heart. I've been serving in local government for many years. In the ministry, I'm pretty much the face of local government as we speak. So I continue to just push and look forward to numerous and great things that are going to happen in local government.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Georgie O'Bain.
You can find it all at Builders Mall. From cement, lumber, block, plumbing, and electrical, to paint, lights, vanities, and tiles. Not to mention all the tools you could possibly need to get the job done. Say if you're starting a major project, adding the finishing touches, or just doing some repair or rental work around the house. FYP, the Paint Center, and Tile King can help. Stop by or call 601-8453. Located 69 Wolf Road, Nassau. You can find it all at Builders Mall. Building, painting, and tiling, the Bahamas.
Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center is the place to be. Here, you can find a selection to shop from groceries, appliances, furniture, home decor, and so much more. From brands like Target, Wayfair, Walmart, Best Buy, and Amazon, just to name a few. Call us today at 698-0123 or WhatsApp us at 557-2522. And like us on Facebook. Spring forward at Bahamas Liquidation. Liquidation and Auction Center, where you say hello to goodbyes.
Get cash back from the Water and Sewage Corporation. Receive $10 off your bill when you complete our online survey. We want to hear from you. Help us serve you better. Visit www.wsc.com.bs to complete our survey and receive $10 off your next bill.
It's fast, easy, and rewarding.
The Water and Sewage Corporation. Committed to growth, committed to quality.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Sometimes life hints at your next step, sending you signs all around, even in unexpected places, to lead you in the right direction. The signs are clear. It's time to pay less for your current mortgage and switch to Scotiabank. Enjoy lower interest rates and no payments up to 2 months when you switch your mortgage to Scotiabank. Plus, we'll even pay your switch costs. Paying less gives you more when you switch to Scotiabank.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Searching
for insurance for your beloved senior citizen? Star General offers the Silver Medical Plan for which you can apply up to age 85. The network includes the finest hospitals and healthcare centers worldwide. Insurance is provided through an AM Best A-rated insurer with reinsurance support through Lloyd's of London. Other features include no medical tests required, 4 deductibles, and $2 million lifetime benefits. Visit or call Star General Health and Life Insurance today.
Dance companies from around the world converging here in the Bahamas for the 59th Annual World Dance Congress. The event officially opening yesterday with students from more than 12 public and private schools participating alongside their peers from Brazil, Mexico, Croatia, France, Belize, Dubai, and the United States. Now, much like the Bahamas, the World Dance Council is celebrating its 50th anniversary. President of the local council is Dr. Ann Higgins.
Dance, the Bible says a merry heart is good like a medicine. We know a broken spirit dries up the bone. But for our children, we are teaching them how they can rejoice. Their spirit can be uplifted as they begin to dance. Shackles are broken, depression leaves, healing take place. The dance is a language of the heart. And as we teach our children that they can just dance and be free and not be violent or angry or bitter. And so the dance will break those yokes. The dance will teach them how they can celebrate and be free. And that's why the theme song is going to be Dance, Children, Dance. This is the year of Jubilee.
Christchurch Cathedral, the venue for former Assistant Police Commissioner Leon Bethel's full military funeral today. Current and former members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, along with senior government officials, members of the judiciary, joined family and friends to bid farewell to the senior policeman, attorney, and businessman. Police Commissioner Clayton Fernander and National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, reminisced on Bethel's significant contribution to national development.
John Bethel was a hero. So many others like him has left the force and the power of this world. Moving forward, Minister, I will establish an icon to celebrate these heroes like Leon Bethel and others that came before him, and living police legends that are still here with us today.
He served his country well and is deserving of having his remains praised while in this country. He served his country well as a policeman, as a lawyer, and as a security contractor with the Ministry of National Security.
This is super cool. Are you gonna help me clean up your toys?
Delivery.
Be right there.
Hello.
Am I gonna get it or are you gonna get it? I'll get it. Hey, thank you. Come on.
Hey, can I help you? Hey.
Sorry, I'm not home. I'm coming.
Link up with BTC and call it one and done. Link up with BTC and call it one and done.
I'm Corval
Corval Pyfrum. Recently, senior executive leaders and our technical team toured South Andros, where extensive work is ongoing.
We're here in South Andros and actually just back from Mangrove Key. We've met with community leaders, including MP Lundy, had a chance really to continue listening here in South Andros, and we're going to continue this listening tour throughout the Bahamas. There's more we are doing as we head into April, but it's really exciting to be here on the ground and connect with the community in person and hear the areas for improvement and growth that we're going to take.
We're here in Andros today to address the concerns of the residents. We're doing checks and balances to ensure that we can now bring the customer services and give them a better experience. Once the immediate concerns are addressed, customers should feel the same type of services we have in Nassau, where they can surf, they can go on the internet, they can talk to their family and friends, they can get better internet service as well as better mobile service once we've done all of those corrections.
It's been a wonderful experience to journey with this senior leadership team throughout the islands and seeing what's happening on the ground. The managers union is obviously on board with the CEO and his message on the One BTC concept, and we support him in his endeavors to get everything up and running.
I'm so happy to be here at Andros with the CEO and the senior leadership team. Having come from a strong technical background and listening to the customers' complaints and their services and see how eager our leadership is to address those concerns, it just makes me go back to the whole One BTC family theme and see that we are actually paying attention to our customers and wanting to improve the services of our customers, and that shows us that we are One BTC.
Everywhere along the length and breadth of this country, upgrades are headed your way. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corval Pyfrum. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
BTC enhancing its arsenal in South Andros. The company's entire executive team, along with several technicians on the ground there last week to view the progress of equipment upgrades, toured the island and meet community leaders, including the Member of Parliament for South and Central Andros and Mangrove Key, Leon Lundy. The BTC team is also working in Mangrove Key and will identify customers experiencing issues to enhance the quality of service where necessary. BTC's team is also completing remediation exercises in the Berry Islands to improve the level of service for customers there, and its CEO, Samir Batty, has committed to visiting Bimini, Eleuthera and Cat Island in the next few weeks. Well, it's now time for a check on Family Island weather, and for that we turn to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. Partly cloudy skies this evening. Temperature 77 degrees. Relative humidity at 69%. We have the winds out of the east at 22 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,020.7 millibars. That's 30.14 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 79 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grantoul Key in Abaco, Marshall, Barbacoa at 77 degrees. The Berry Islands, 78. Alistown, Bimini, 80 degrees. 76 in Harper Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 77. Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space on Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros at 78 degrees. Alistown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, 77 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 79. 80 degrees in Rygat Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Megawana, 82. Acklands, 82. Also, Matthewtown and Nagua reporting 82 degrees. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 81 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, Vital King, and the Paint Setter. In the Northwestern Islands tonight through tomorrow, pretty strong winds out of the east at 15 to 20 knots with the wave heights at 4 to 7 feet. So we have caution flags up for your boaters in the Northwest Bahamas. Low tide takes place at 10:05 tonight. You can expect another low tide at 11:08 tomorrow morning. And for the Central and Southeastern Islands through Friday, easterly winds at 15 to 25 knots. Very rough sea conditions, 5 to 8 feet over the ocean. So we're asking small craft to have an advisory in place for small boaters in the central and southeastern parts of the country. And then on Saturday in the Northwestern Islands, the winds are going to fall off nicely. Southeast at 10 to 15 knots, so we'll drop up the caution flags for you on Saturday, with the low tide taking place at 11:55 in the morning, high tide at 5:50 in the afternoon for the central and southeastern islands on Saturday. Some reduction in the winds as well, but we will maintain a caution flag, and that's because those winds are going to be around 15 to 20 knots and the wave heights 4 to 7 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Why I'm bursting with pride. Hey. All I know is I'm glad you're mine, and my feelings get high. I can't sit down and I'm spinning round. Oh, look what you do to me. I'm in the mood and I'm feeling good. Oh, look what you do. It's on my face.
That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
When I hear your name.
Here at Solomon's, we're all about family. We believe in quality brands and giving you what you need and more for every occasion. Our store is filled with items for the entire family, celebrating everyday living for you and those you love. Shopping is now more rewarding than ever with My Solomon's Smart Rewards. Shop Solomon's because family matters.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you can be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Sports Tech Thursday, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Carifta excitement continuing to build ahead of the championships, which will take place here in New Providence, April 7th through 10th at the Thomas E. Robinson Stadium. Today, a press conference being held at the office of the Prime Minister to announce some of the major plans in the works. A total of 28 countries and more than 600 athletes expected to be in attendance. LOC CEO Lyndon Maycock says everything is in place to assure the athletes will be comfortable once competition gets underway.
We tested it on the weekend pass with more than 1,200 athletes. And so with 600 athletes that are coming in, almost 600 athletes that are coming in, the test event that happened on the weekend was double the capacity. And so we are well able and well ready to receive the 600 athletes that are coming for the weekend of April 7th through the 10th.
Now, in addition to the competition, Bahamians and visitors will be treated to a cultural Carifta village located outside the stadium, as well as free access to the opening ceremonies on Friday, and the morning sessions on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday will be free of charge. B3A's president, Jamaico Archer, on hand as well. He expressed how pleased he was at the overall composition of the squad.
They say that the future is bright for us. I think that the future is now for us. I can't give a prediction as to how Team Bahamas will fare. What I can say is that we have a composition of sprinters, composition of jumpers that we've never seen before in recent times.
Archer adding that despite the team just being named this week, he has no concerns that the team will not be ready come competition day.
The coaches are responsible for preparing their athletes, and they're on cycles. The synergy takes place with relay exchanges. The team will be here by Saturday. Most members of the team will be here by Saturday to be a part of the church service on Sunday, and they'll go right back into training. And so we are ready. We're the host city, so submission of names logistically never posed a problem for us.
On to some boxing, where history is set to be made this weekend with the first ever all-female professional world title boxing match held in the Bahamas. Our Charles Fisher has more.
Yes, fellas, the fighters are here and all making their official weight. And all are excited to be fighting in the Bahamas. Lindsay Garbutt from Toronto, Canada, meeting American Jamie the Miracle Mitchell in the 10-round main event for the World Boxing Association title.
Knowing back home, I am so happy to be here. This is beautiful. Yeah, first-class promotions. Awesome. Thank you.
What can fight fans expect?
I think you're going to get a really exciting fight. Me and Jamie both, you know, we like to scrap, we like to fight. I think it's going to be a good scrap.
It feels amazing. Like, first of all, like, shout out to the Bahamas, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Like, I've traveled a couple places in my career, and this is like the first place I was like, wow, you know what I mean? So it's really, really nice to be here and performing and showcasing some of my skills to you guys.
The co-main event, 8-round. Former Olympic bronze medalist O'Shea Jones facing Simone Silva from Brazil.
I'm glad to be here. This is only my third professional fight, so I feel like I got something to prove. You know, it's different from the amateurs. I'm converting myself to the professionals and being more calm, sitting down on my shots and trying to get the stoppage. It's so beautiful here. It's I love it here. It's like more peaceful, more calm, more relaxed. You know, like because I'm from the city, so loud noises and construction all day. It's just different here. Like, I want to move here already.
What can fight fans expect tomorrow night?
Fight fans can expect from the Olympian, I'll say, work on my jab, you know, stick on the jab, a lot of good defense, and I feel like the knockout will come.
World Boxing Association Supervisor Gloria Martinez Rizzo thanking First Class Promotion for putting on this card.
I'm very happy that Michelle is doing the first show with the WBA. So hoping to see everybody at the arena. And what can I say? Thank you. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Sellers, back to you.
And that's it. Your check on sports here on this Thursday. I'm Marcellus Hall. Enjoy your evening.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Bahamians are rediscovering Grand Bahama through immersive staycation experiences at Lighthouse Point Grand Lucaya. Hamper yourself at our Senses Spa or savor exotic cocktails by the sea. Unwind and enjoy serenity, 18 holes of golf, fine dining, romance, business conventions and meetings, grand outdoor events. For Bahamas resident rates at Lighthouse Point, call 242-373-1333 or WhatsApp message 827-8195.
March into your favorite Super Value and Quality Supermarkets location for great specials like Country Barn Mayonnaise, 30-ounce, $3.75. Amerlander Milk, assorted 1 liter, $2.49. Hill and Dale Eggs, extra large, 1 dozen, $4.29. Jamestown Bacon, 16-ounce, $4.99. Fresh ground beef, $4.99 per pound. Donate your change to help feed Humane Society animals at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
On March 31st, Phil Stubbs at
The Farm. Tickets on sale now. $50 general admission, $75 VIP, $150 for the Skybox party. For Skybox rates, call 525-4180. Get your tickets online at BahamasEtickets.com. The Beauty Shack, Proud Mary, or any Flying Dutchman location. Joining Phil on stage, Veronica Bishop, Ancient Man, Mr. Anderson, Phil Stubbs, live in concert, Friday, March 31st at The Farm, Marshall Road.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we have that frontal boundary now in the central parts of our country, but there's some trailing moisture, which produced some showers over the northwest parts of the country earlier today, but that will continue to push towards the south and east. So we'll be seeing some improvement over the next couple of days. Partly cloudy, still breezy, 72 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow, we're looking at sunny to partly cloudy, still very breezy, with a high temperature of 80 degrees. And extended weather forecast, skies starting to clear as we head through the weekend, but those temperatures, they're going to stay in the low 80s during the daytime, nighttime temperatures. Not much change in the low 70s, but over the next 2 days, because of the strong winds, it will feel a lot cooler than that 72-degree level. And just before we leave, Wyndon Bullard, a former cameraman here at the Broadcasting Corporation, well, he celebrates her birthday today, so we wish him well. Kishra?
Well, thanks, Basil. And to keep the birthday momentum going, happy birthday also in order for newsroom manager Andrea Janor. We can tell you that she spent most of the day receiving gifts.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ruby. Happy birthday to you.
You know it, T. You can see me, right?
Yeah, I can see you now, man. Thank you so much.
That's no problem, sibling.
Okay, thank you. All right. God bless you. Happy birthday to you. She's a jolly affair. She's a jolly affair.
Well, you can certainly tell that Andrea is loved here at the Broadcasting Corporation. Also celebrating birthdays today, though, are ZNS employees Agatha Christie and Siobhan Davis. And from all of us here at the corporation, happy birthday, ladies. A double portion of celebration for ZNS's Deputy Chairman Athema Bowe and his wife this week, as the Bowes have enjoyed 54 years of marital bliss. And Mrs. Bowe blew out an additional candle on her birthday cake. Family and friends joined the lovely couple this week during a special dinner in their honor, showering them with gifts and tributes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Linda is honestly one of the nicest persons God put on this earth.
She's a gem. That's the best I can describe. She's one in a million. Linda is always in my heart, in my life, and everything. And I wish her the best.
Ms. Linda, I want you to continue to do well. I am glad that you are here and you're celebrating. And like the young man said just now, as long as there's life, there's hope.
Athema and Linda are like two peas in a pod. I think they were made for each other.
Say that Linda was and is an outstanding, different, wonderful person. The epitome of a partner.
Happy anniversary to the Bowes.
Well, again, happy birthday to you all. And that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.